I think so. It was all about moving on to the next round, which we're pretty pleased with. We get a chance to go to a quarter final. I think we're pretty pleased with how we dealt with the game, how we managed the game. It was tricky enough conditions. When you watch it on TV, you don't quite understand how blustery it was out there. I thought we managed the conditions pretty well. We played quite a good bit of territory in the first half and got our reward from our forward play on the back of that. And in the second half, it was tough playing against the wind, and we managed to stay down in the Samoan 22 for quite some time. So all in all, I thought we managed the game pretty well. I'm pleased to be sat here with a win.
Yeah, into that quarter final, obviously still not known, but it now looks as if the game in Yokohama is going to go ahead from what the indications are so far, a decision in the next hour or so. Obviously, the All Blacks in South Africa, both those teams very well. What are you expecting from either team?
Much of what you're probably expecting, really. Some tough opponents, that's for sure. Look, we do know them. Obviously, we've been scouting the games over the World Cup so far, and I suppose it more than confirms what our opponents are going to be about in the next round. Top class opponents, really, and really difficult to get into that semi-final. But I suppose that's how quarter-finals should be.
Tadgh, your try last night, obviously very pleasing to get on the scoreboard, but the performance as a whole, you seem to go very well before you went off.
Me personally or the team?
Yeah.
Two
personally
tries.
And as a unit.
Pardon, sorry?
Personally and as a unit.
Yeah, I suppose you keep plugging away, don't you? And I suppose a lot of things it's important you don't get carried away with the outcome in some parts. You review the process and why stuff happens. And I think the lads felt good on the pitch. I think definitely a bit of a longer turnaround, definitely freshened us up, a few days off, and felt good.
Do you have a preference for next weekend?
Not really, just wait and see, isn't it? See what way the match goes tonight, if it goes ahead, if it doesn't. I haven't heard that and confirmed yet or not, so I suppose the important thing is just recover, really, isn't it? And try to catch up on some sleep tonight and take it in. Whatever way it happens, I suppose as a front five forward, the challenge either team's going to lay down to you next weekend.
Andy, how important are Conor Murray and Johnny Sexton to what you do? Because obviously they equalled the record for a 9 and 10 joint starting. So their 55th test, so they started together with half-back combination for Ireland, so that equals the record. I mean, I suppose that on a statistical level shows their sort of quality, doesn't it? How important are they to what you do? They look like they were sort of back to their best last night.
Yeah, obviously super important because the world-class players. They control the game really well yesterday, and some real touches of class along the way. But I suppose those two will be the first to say to you that when the forwards are on top and keeping us rolling forward, then their game becomes a little bit easier. I thought we looked really dangerous yesterday when we got quick ball, and obviously them two are on the back of that, and they tended to make really good decisions yesterday at the line, and the handling, the decision making on the back of the speed of the ball was pretty impressive.
How important for both of them will that be going into a knockout week? Because obviously they both had their injury issues and other things across the last 9 months or so. But it's a perfect time, isn't it, for them to be back in form, hopefully feeling good.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think it really matters. Simply because this is a World Cup quarter final that's coming up. We'll digest the review of the Samoa game first, and we'll pick ourselves up a little bit and do some recovery stuff today. But I don't think form really comes into next week. It was a good performance by ourselves yesterday. Is that going to be good enough? Who knows? We don't know. All you've got to do in a quarter final is win, isn't it? And of course, form on the day matters. Whether you carry that over from a year ago, 6 months ago, or last week, it all becomes a little bit irrelevant in the end.
And if you play the box, how big a factor is it that Razzie, etc., Felix have such good knowledge of Irish rugby?
Well, I suppose we have good knowledge of them as well. You know, we've that you're talking about 2 or 3 guys in their squad. We've got plenty more than that know their boxes of tricks, etc. So, but at the end of the day, the game takes its own course, and you've got to manage. The circumstances that you're in at that moment in time, and I don't think it'll have a big part to play. We all do our analysis anyway, and we tend to know each other pretty well.
What have you made of their journey under Radley? It's been a short enough journey towards the World Cup.
I think they've done a super job. I think you can really see what they stand for. You know, forward orientated play and back to good old fashioned South African rugby. That's gain line dominated, field position dominated, and playing some good attacking rugby on the back of that from counter attack and turnover ball, etc. So I think they're in great shape at this moment in time.
You've had some success against the All Blacks a couple of times. What's been the key to those good days?
Hard work, really. So dangerous, isn't it? You can't switch off. Just working really hard, staying switched on mentally, because they can, make something out of nothing really with some of the players they have. I suppose their element is just being physical, isn't it? It's kind of the same in any rugby game you play, but as a front 5 forward, it's all about just trying to just be as physical as you can and hope to come out on top of that.
What was going through your head as you got on the ball, left, right?
Nothing. It's mad when you see stuff back and you kind of have no clue when or how this happened or when this happened. And, I suppose when you carry the ball, you try to win that initial just contact really, and just keep your feet under you and keep pumping the legs, and you end up where you end up really. And it's kind of mad some ways when you're in that moment. It floats away after.
Some of the backs haven't scored tries yet. Have you been carrying off about it?
I haven't really, to be honest with you. I haven't. Most of the lads are still in the.
He's too tired. He's too tired.
Yeah, they don't come around too often for me, so I'll make sure I'll glow up and I see a few lads later.
How much of the muscle memory can come into next weekend, knowing that you've already had big results against both these teams?
I suppose you can draw a bit of confidence from that. But rugby evolves and evolves quickly, and we haven't played either team in a few years now, really, isn't it? And or a year since New Zealand. Rugby evolves quickly. The game moves on, stuff changes, system changes, and stuff like that. So I suppose it gives us confidence that we have got results in the past, but at the same time, it doesn't guarantee anything, and it doesn't mean they're going to rock up and play the same plan and stuff like that as before.
Andy, you were speaking last week, giving us a masterclass really on how to tackle properly.
A masterclass, is that what you call it? Thanks very much.
We all do something. When it came to Bundyaki yesterday, did you have sympathy for him in terms of the lack of time that was available to him, obviously, for that incident?
I also said last week that I feel sorry for everyone who gets a red card. That I don't know anyone playing the game now in world rugby that means to do anything that warrants a red card. But I know where you're trying to go on this, but I'll keep my powder dry till after the process on this one.
Just with the process, Andy, where is that, or have you heard anything?
We haven't had the referee's report yet, so it's very hard to comment. We believe that in the next 36 hours there'll be a hearing, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, you'll obviously be pushing hard to make a case for him so that he doesn't receive.
Well, again, we'll wait for the report first and see where we go on the back of that.
What do you think might be in his favour if he's going to escape a ban?
Again, let's wait and see what the report says first, and then we'll see what happens on the back of it. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough reaction stuff. It's very tough to judge. You can slow everything down, and everyone has a comment. Oh, what if this happened? What if that happened? But I'd like to think there's a bit of feel in and around the whole situation.
Okay. Right, we'll switch into the embodied written word.